folks, Forest Green here in the flesh. Today I'm here with a explaining video, and today I'm here to talk about immortality. The reasons why I've made this video and why I'm going to talk about immortality and why it's the topic for today is because there's one thing that has been irritating me in the versus debating community, and this goes for normies as well. They don't understand the higher degrees of immortality. The only immortality they think is OP is like, like the third, like type 3 immortality. They think regenerating from anything is like the best immortality ever, and it's not. It's fodder. It's fodder. But anyway, what I'm gonna do today, I'm gonna cover all of these topics from 1 to 10. We've got different forms of immortality. So number 1 is gonna be like the garbage. So garbage to like the best immortalities, and these are from 30s Wiki. I'm going to break it down so that everyone can get on the same page and understand. So let's begin. So starting up with the first one, we have eternal life. So eternal life is the most basic form of immortality, being able to survive, not dying by natural causes. So that, for example, like old age or through the cold, or you might have some immunity to sickness, so you can't get sick, by cancer or cold or a flu, stuff like that. That's like the basic one. A lot of characters, some characters have this, some characters don't. I'll give examples, like Master Roshi has this. He's old as fuck, yet he's not dead. Obviously the same thing with Hulk as well. Age doesn't bother him. It won't affect him, and of course he's immune to a lot of diseases. Second one is resilient immortality. Resilient immortality is basically like for like sort of like metahumans, but like humans, like it more categorizes the metahumans, or powerful humans who are they're not ordinary humans. For example, like Hedon, these type of humans can survive injuries that would prove fatal to like a normal human being. For example, these type of people can survive getting their head snapped, their head cut off, stabbed in the throat, just any form of serious eternal damage done to the human body, they can survive. And Hedon from Naruto, again, this guy's had his head cut off and he was completely casual. Even though it did hurt, he was completely casual about it. He wasn't like, oh god, like if someone's head got chopped off, blood would go everywhere and the person would be pretty dead. So that's number 2. Number 3 is regeneration. So that's the standard one where people can heal through their wounds. This is not OP. So I'm going to explain to these normies who keep thinking, oh, regeneration's the end all and be all. It's not. There's so many holes around regeneration. People can outpace your healing factor. So for example, if they're able to kill you before you can even heal, what good is that? Another way to get past healing factors, you can freaking drown the person. So for example, if the person's a human and say for example you submerge them in water, your healing factor is not going to heal your lungs from drowning. So there's ways around a healing factor, and plus people can outpace your healing factor. Your healing factor can get overtaxed. So of course there are certain characters where they start to struggle to repair their organs or repair damage to their body because they've sustained too much damage to the point where their healing factor isn't as efficient as it once was. So that's, again, those are like the holes with regeneration and such. Then I'm going to get more into the more impressive stuff. So number 4, we've got Reconnation. So characters who, even if they die, they are, at some point in time, they will resurrect and come back. So characters like Gil, you've got Bison. Bison's been killed many times and he's come back, and he's also shown, higher degrees of immortality. So that's just an example. Number 5 is Deathless immortality. So these are like characters that just can't die by normal human means, by physical brute trauma. The only way you can kill these type of people is by erasing them out of existence, whether you can erasing their soul, or just on an existing level, or on a conceptual level, which is a more higher degree of erasure. Just erasing you on a higher conceptual level to the point where you were never a factor. Like, that's how powerful these type of immortalities can get. But that's just like the borderline stuff. That's more of the impressive, but there's better. So that's what's required to erase people. Then we've got parasitic. So basically, characters, even if their bodies are completely destroyed or done, killed, erased, as long as the host is able to move on to a different body, they can still live. For example, you've got Seth. So Seth, he is a artificial intelligence inside of one of the doll units. His doll unit was completely cucked, destroyed. Everything about him was destroyed, except his conscience. He was able to move his digital conscience to another doll unit, and was able to function in a different body. So that's parasitic. And you could argue Envy from Full Metal Alchemist, because she kind of displays some kind of pseudo like parasitic immortality, where Colonel Mustang literally burns his body, I should say, to a fucking to nothing. And once the body is completely vaporized, all you saw was Envy just there as a little shrub. But yeah, that's what parasitic is. And we've got number 7, so that's undead. These are people who are already dead, so they can't die by normal means. The only way you can get rid of these type of people, again, existence erasure, soul erasure, erasing their soul, because obviously souls can take possession of any type of body, even, like skeletons or demons or the undead. They can be manipulated by souls. Or BFRing. So BFR, so battlefield removal, sealing them away in some special type of hacks. So like there's characters that have urns where they can capture people in them, seal them away in different dimensions, different time spaces, sending them back in time, X, Y, and Z, or trapping them in a certain type of item. So that's the only way you could deal with these type of people, because simple means it won't work. Then we got number 8. Reliant Immortality. So Reliant Immortality is actually pretty good. So basically, the only way you can get rid of this person completely dead, finito, you have to stop the source that is allowing that person to live. So I'll give you an example. So there's a game called Dark Cloud, and there is this low multiversal character, or universal plus character. His name is Dark Genie, True Form Dark, or True Dark Genie, but I call him True Form Dark Genie. And basically, he cannot be killed. The only way he could be killed is if I can't remember his name. I think his name's I can't remember his name, but the guy, basically the only way to get rid of this Dark Genie is by ridding the hatred out of this guy's heart, because his hatred, his concept, the guy's hatred and concept, which produced the Dark Genie, was allowing the Dark Genie to exist. And the only way to kill this, obviously, is to get rid of this. It could be by many means, different depending on the circumstances and the context. Again, you could just, you could just kill this person or erase them out of existence to get rid of that Reliant immortality. I'll give an example. Say, for example, there was a character that you couldn't kill unless you destroyed, I don't know, like an urn, or destroyed a source of energy that was allowing this person to live. So that is an example of Reliant immortality. Then with number 9, this is very serious, more impressive immortalities. So we've got Transcendent immortality. So these are like characters who aren't bound by dimensions. You can't kill them this way. They are not bound by death. They're above those type of concepts. So you have to basically, this is like some like hyperversal to like outerversal shit here. You have to like erase them on a conceptual level, or or being able to, or reach those type of tiers in order to get rid of that person and kill them and be at their level. You can't use like brute strength and stuff. That stuff don't work, because again, you are bound by dimensions and by dimensionality, and obviously you don't have the attack potency or the hacks necessary to deal with the person. So that's what it means basically. Is the meta immortality. So this is like outerversal shit. So like characters like True Form Darkseid, who are not bound by time, space, not bound by dimensions, not bound by anything. They basically aren't bound by shit. They're literally, alright, so think of this like this. So outerversal, I'll give an example. So think of this case, this little tub. So you got stars, planets, universes, you've got plethora of multiverses, infinite. You've got dimensions. Things are bound. Think of it as a lid. So pretend there's a lid. There's no lid on it, but pretend there's a lid. So you've got all sorts of shit going on. These people are bound by space and time. They're bound by dimensions. Now, there's some characters who are not bound by space and time, but they're still bound by dimensions. And the dimension is this tub here. Outerversal are people who are outside of that dimension and the whole concepts. It's on a higher degree. So True Form Darkseid is literally, think of True Form Darkseid. Think I'm True Form Darkseid standing here and I'm watching the whole creation as it is, as everything is just bound by dimensionality, life and death, and different forms of dimensions, and the laws that go on in these dimensions. That is literally the highest degree of immortality. These people who are bound by these concepts, they can't kill me because they aren't at my level. I am above these beings. I'm at a high degree of dimensionality. I'm not bound by that shit. I'm beyond it. That's literally what meta immortality is. And the only way to combat people like that is obviously you need to be outerversal yourself. You need to not be bound by anything, and you need to obviously and also a lot of outerversal characters have immeasurable speed, because again, they aren't affected by time. Time has no jurisdiction over these type of characters and beings. So yes, folks, that's pretty much it for the video. For you stupid normies and you stupid death battle idiots who keep thinking regeneration is the only fucking good immortality. It's fucking not. It's a good immortality on a street level or like on certain degrees, but there's far better immortality feats. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. I hope you folks enjoyed. If I missed anything, please comment down below. I'd like to hear it. But yes, folks, Forest Green signing off. Peace.